I'm River Gibbs. When young people in my generation want some entertainment, all we have to do is go to the internet, or maybe see a movie, or check out the 300 channels on our cable TV box. But when my grandparents were young, aside from reading a good book or spending Saturday at the movies, the best way to have fun was to listen to the radio. During the next hour, we'll turn back the clock and hear the old-time radio shows young America liked the best. Young people have always liked music, and for many young people, the goofier the music is, the better. No radio show presented more wacky music than did the shows hosted by Spike Jones. With his group, the City Slickers, Jones delighted audiences for decades. The larger-than-life sounds of the Spike Jones Orchestra were heard frequently on radio, starting in the late 1930s, although there are quite a few of the old Spotlight reviews starring Spike Jones in the library. It's one of those shows that is seldom heard. Later in the show, we'll hear from the master clown and comedian Red Skelton. Now, back to the 1950s and a rollicking show taped before a live audience in Chicago was Spike Jones.
The Coca-Cola Company presents Spotlight Reviews, starring Spike Jones and the City Slickers and Dorothy Shay of the Park Avenue Hillbilly, with Toodles Weaver as Professor Fiedlebaum, George Rock, and our guest for tonight, Pearl Ives. It takes a good orchestra with skillful men at the instrument to plumb the depths of your emotions. Spike Jones and the City Slickers pick up their plumbing instruments to give you roll, roll, roll.
Thank you, music lovers. This is Spike Jones bidding you welcome to the Spotlight Review. Tonight we have as our guests 5,000 employees of the Electromotive Division of the General Motors Corporation, makers of diesel engine locomotives. The new diesel engine is really a sweet job. One of the engineers told me it reminds me of his girl. Give her a little oil and she purrs like a kitten. We turn now to...
But I must talk
Lindley,
to you.
please don't interrupt me. Can't you see I'm busy?
I know. But, Mr. Jones, a terrible thing has happened. I was at a poker party tonight, and I not only lost all my money, but I lost something very important.
You lost something very important. Well, what do you want me to do?
Better hop in a cab. You belong to an old maid in Peoria.
Wish I could get him to play poker with Hedy Lamarr. Or better still, with the young lady I'm about to introduce, the Park Avenue Hillbilly, Dorothy Shay.
Hello, everybody. Spike, that was a very nice compliment you just paid me. Did you mean it?
Oh, gosh, yes, Dorothy. I'm even thinking of opening a nightclub and asking you to be my partner.
Partners in a nightclub. Say, that sounds interesting.
Sure, we could even call it the Shay Jones Shay.
Spike, do you think the customers would be able to pronounce Shay Jones Shay?
They would after they'd been in there a while. Dorothy, it's a great idea.
But, Spike, this nightclub business could flatten our bank accounts.
I investigated that. Last night I went over to buy Ciro's. For 2 hours, the owner and I scribbled figures on a tablecloth. And I figured out that if you and I put all our capital together, we could just about afford it.
To buy cereals?
No, the tablecloth.
Oh.
But, Dorothy, I've got a way to get around that, too. How about a floating nightclub?
Well, you mean on a boat? But where are you going to get a boat that's big enough?
Government surplus. We could buy a used aircraft carrier from the Smiling Admiral. We can anchor it on the lake. The nightclub will be below decks, and we can use the flight deck for a parking lot.
Oh, wait a minute, Spike. How are people going to drive over the water to get there?
Dorothy, don't worry. This is Chicago. They'll find a way. Now, look, if we open this club, what are you going to sing for your first number, huh?
Well, I'd like to try a brand new one. It's called Making Love Mountain Style. I remember my Grand Pappy and my mountain heart grew happy, 'cause when Pappy was a little child, amongst the mountain population, he built up his reputation, making love mountain style, making love, making love. Love is great, it sure got hate and beat a mile. Grandpap sure was loving hearted, thanks to him the family started making love mountain style. I've got 10 folk by the dozen, brothers, sisters, aunts, and cousins. They would reach from Maine to Texas single file. They go hunting, they go fishing, but they've only one ambition, making love mountain style. Like my folks and their relations, guess my favorite occupation's making love mountain style. It was once a mountain rulin' that the young'uns got some schoolin', and we even had a schoolmarm for a while. We learned reading, we learned writing, but the sound is more exciting, making love mountain style. Though we flunked our graduation, we got higher education, making love mountain style. When Grandpappy was 100, all his kinfolk sort of wondered why he always seemed to wear that happy smile. He said he was mighty grateful, life kept him from being hateful, making love mountain style, making love, making love. Loving's great, it sure got hate and beat a mile. Let me be like my Grandpappy, said up cute and he was happy, making love mountain style.
Watching the trains go by is a universal pastime. In the old days, it was the puffing and roaring of the steam locomotives that held us spellbound. Today, it's the smooth flash of the diesel engine streamliner. More than 150 of the famous name trains now travel behind General Motors diesel locomotives. 23% of the passenger train miles, 12% of the freight ton miles in the United States are handled by these locomotives. Diesel-powered traffic goes through in all kinds of weather, with the highest on-time record of any form of public transportation in the world. Not only that, but people get a pleasanter, safer, quicker ride than ever before. We're happy tonight to be playing before some of the 13,000 employees of Electromotive Division of General Motors Corporation. To each of you who helped to put diesel engine locomotives on the rails, a salute from the workers who bring you CocaCola.
Say, Spike, in that floating nightclub of ours, will there be any other acts besides us?
Oh, sure. We'll bring back old-time vaudeville, the kind we recall for you now, with There's No Business Like Show Business.
like show business like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing, everything the traffic will allow. No one could get the happy feeling when you are feeling that extra ball. There's no people like show people, they smile when they are low. Even with a turkey that you know was whole, you may be stranded out in the cold. Still you wouldn't take it for a sack of gold. Let's go on with the show. The costumes, the scenery, the makeup, the props, the audience admits you when you're down. The headaches, the heartaches, the backaches, the flops, the sheriff who has brought you out of town. The opening when your heart beats like a drum. The closing when the customers will come. There's no business like show business like no business I know. So let's go back to the good old days when vaudeville was the theme. Will you ever forget that old quartet and the songs they used to sing? Never hit your grandma with a shovel. It makes a bad impression on her mind. So respect her aged head. Stay the shovel and instead take your dear old sweet old grandma with a rock. I said a rock. And how we laughed at the second act, the best we ever heard. He pursed his lips and told sweet tweets, and then he'd whistle like a bird. Remember how the hoopers danced, all dressed in tails and coats. They'd always do a tricky step or two, then stop and tell a joke.
Do you like bathing girls?
Don't know, I never bathed any. Hey, Spike, I had a terrible dream last night.
I know, I seen you with her.
And how the folks would come for miles through snow and sleet and fog. They'd laugh and split their sides in half at Schultz and his little trick dog.
Gus, I give you some liver if you count up the three for the nice people. Good Gus. Now show the nice people how much is 2 on 2. No, Gus, you're a little mixed up. How much is 2 on 2? No, Gus, what is lost with you? We start over again. Count up to 3. Good.
The Swami put a blindfold on to add to your dismay, while the suit would go from row to row, then call to him and say,
Swami, can you tell me what this young man has on his finger?
Nail polish?
No, Swami, on his finger. Listen now.
A what?
No, Swami, you fathead. Listen and think.
How can I think when those darn bells ring?
Ring! Absolutely right.
there's no people like so people, they smile when they are low. Yesterday they told you you were not so far. Last night you opened and there you are. Next day in your dressing room they found a star. Let's go on with our show. Let's go on with our show.
Say, Spike, in that floating nightclub of ours, I just thought of something else. We need a few dozen knives, forks, and spoons for our nightclub.
Well, we'll get those at the government surplus store, too. But they won't sell you a few dozen. You have to take the whole set. Service for $62,000.
God, I sure feel sorry for the person that has to keep all that silverware clean.
Don't worry, Dorothy. I'll get the slickers to help you.
Hey, now, wait a minute, Spike. Just what are you going to do?
Well, right now I'm going to introduce our guest, the celebrated singer of real American ballads, Burleigh.
Good evening, everybody. It's Spike and Dorothy. I've been listening to your idea of opening a floating nightclub.
Well, what do you think of it, Burl?
Well, I don't know, Dorothy. Spike, tell me, are you doing all of this because there might be a beautiful line of chorus girl?
I should say not. After all, I've always argued that women aren't everything, you know. There are other things in life besides women.
Like what, for instance?
Did you say what?
Yeah.
That's the one loophole in my argument. Look, Burl, will you help us out by being our first guest artist when we open up?
I might, but it's got me worried.
Good. That puts you in the right mood for your number. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song.
Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. Train I ride is 21 coaches long. Train I ride is 21 coaches long. Train I ride is 21 coaches long. The girl I love is on that train and gone. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but won't be worried long. I went across the river, I lay down to sleep. Yes, I went across the river, I lay down to sleep. I went across the river, I lay down to sleep. When I woke up, I had shackles on my feet. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but won't be worried long. 21 links of chain around my leg. 21 links of chain around my leg. 21 links of chain around my leg. Every one with initials of my name. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but won't be worried long. I asked that judge, what's going to be my fine? Asked that judge, what's going to be my fine? Asked that judge, what's going to be my fine? 21 years on the Rocky Mountain line. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but won't be worried long.
Wonderful, Burl. Burl Eyes will be on again in a moment. Right now, here's Myron Wallace.
Look about you in offices and factories and shops, and you'll see more and more of those friendly CocaCola coolers right on the premises. They're put there so that people can work refreshed, for any job goes with more zest after the refreshment of ice-cold CocaCola.
Gee, our nightclub should be a big success with it. Burl Eyes and Dorothy and everybody.
Oh, Mr. Jones, I'm so excited. If you only know where, I heard all about you. I know you just stand and make it high, and I'll buy you a present, though. Hello.
Georgie, calm down. What kind of a present did you get me?
To take along on your boat. It's one of those little round gadgets with a needle in it.
A little round gadget with a needle in it.
Yeah, you know. One of those things that says north, north, northeast, northeast, east, east, south, east, south, to south, east, south, south, to west, south, to south, west, 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 to west, 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 to north, west, 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 to north, west, to north, north.
Oh, you mean a compass.
I can never remember that word.
Good old Georgie.
Hello? Yes, this is Dorothy Shay. No, I'm sorry. I have a date.
Oh, I have a study date every Saturday night. Oh, we're not going out. Not tonight. Not a Saturday day with my everyday sweetheart. And we plan to spend a wonderful evening at home. We'll be dining in the kitchen, dancing in the parlor, talking while the lights are low. Or just plain sitting, listen to the radio. On a Saturday day, with my everyday sweetheart. As long as we're alone, we're alright. We're a couple of stay-at-homes on Saturday night. What's that you say? You think it sounds boring. You think I ought to let you come over, too. Oh, no, thanks. Just the same, but Selva, dear, we don't need a sitter. We'll be dining in the kitchen, dancing in the parlor, talking while the lights are low. Or just plain sitting, listen to the radio. On a Saturday day, with my everyday sweetheart. As long as we're alone, we're all right. Oh, excuse me, there he is now. I better hang up. We're a couple of stay-at-home on Saturday night.
Well, encore, Dorothy. And folks, another feature on board our floating nightclub will be a young man who has quite a reputation on the high seas. In fact, all the finance companies know him as the old skipper. Here he is, Doodles Weaver, as Professor Tweedledum.
Thank you. In honor of our new venture, I dedicate my song to the city where the idea was born, Chicago. I believe I'm in voice. Majestically in voice. Music maestro, if you please, Gallardo. Thank you. Chicago, that toddling town, toddling son, let's have some fun. My act is all done. I just started. Well, maybe I better start again. Chicago, that toddling town, Chicago, I'll show you around, and you show me a square. I'll show you around, I love it. Bet your bottom dollar you lose your blues in Chicago. Blues. My girl has the blues, and I call her my melancholy baby. You know why I call her my melancholy baby? She's got a head like a melon and a face like a collie. That's a killer. Good night, folks.
Good night.
And next week, when you're on the job, may we suggest that you work refresh. Don't miss next Friday's Spotlight Review with Eddie Haywood as guest. Hear the pause that refreshes on the air this Sunday on this same CBS station with Percy Faith, James Coleman, and your host, Roger Pryor. Spike Jones and the City Slickers will visit Danville, Galesburg, Peoria, Champaign, Decatur, Springfield, and then St. Louis for next Friday's Spotlight Review. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Red Skelton was one of the best-loved family favorites. His show began sponsored by Raleigh cigarettes in 1939. He left for World War II for 2 seasons, then returned with a show that continued into the 1950s. Now a fun half hour with Red Skelton in, I might add, beautiful audio quality.
From Hollywood, the Raleighs Cigarette Program, starring Red Skelton with David Forrester and his orchestra, our singing star Anita Ellis, Gigi Pearson, Verna Felton, Pat McGeehan, and yours truly, Rod O'Connor. It's a pleasure to bring you Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's popular comedian and the star of the Raleighs Cigarette Program, Red Skelton.
Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you tonight, Roderick?
Say, Red.
No, don't call me Red. From now on, it's Richard. If Joe Brown can come on the air and say Los Angeles, you know, I can come on it and change my name to Richard. That's my maiden name, of course. I'm a changed man, you know.
A changed man?
Yes, I got my laundry back today. You know, my girl works in the laundry, and to show my appreciation, I really showed her a good time.
Where'd you take your girl?
Well, you know the Macombo and Ciro's?
Yeah?
I took her down to the beach.
The beach, huh?
Yeah. We went out to the amusement pier there, and I took in all the concessions. The roller coasters. Oh, you know, those roller coasters are wonderful. You get on them, you know, and they go zooming all around. They go up and down, make these dips and everything, fast turns. You almost fall out if you don't hold on. Zoom, 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 like that. And everything. Well, I'm glad it wasn't going. Well, we went from the roller coaster to the Tunnel of Love, the Fun House, the Tunnel of Love, the merry-go-round, the Tunnel of Love.
Well, how come you went through the Tunnel of Love so many times?
Well, you know how dark it is in there.
Yeah?
Well, I want to see my fourth. What? Wait a minute, here, little girl. You can't pronounce it either. What do you expect me to say? I don't know. It's phosphorescent. Is that what it is?
I guess so.
What is it?
I guess it's phosphorescent.
Yeah. You know how dark it is in those tunnel loves?
Yeah?
I like to see my radium watch light up. Getting that here every week.
Sure do. Well, what else did you do at the pier?
Well, we went to see the freak show, but my girl didn't like it.
Why not?
When she walked in, the freaks went out and bought tickets to see how she looked.
Well, did anyone recognize you on the pier?
Yeah, when I got to the Ferris wheel, one of the operators says, "That's Red Skelton."
And what happened?
Yeah, I waited till I got to the top, and then he shut the motor off and went home.
Well, Red, that was awful.
Yeah, there was an old lady on the ground, looked up, and she says, "My ham's really going up, hasn't it?"
Now, medical science offers you proof positive.
No other leading cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars than the new, smoother, better-tasting Raleigh. Yes, proof positive. No other cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars than the new, smoother, better-tasting Raleigh.
Yes, scientific tests of America's 6 biggest selling brands based on a method used by the United States government. Tests certified by a jury of 14 distinguished doctors, including throat specialists, have proved conclusively no other cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars. So no other is safer to smoke. Yes, Raleighs are right. Right for taste, right for throat. Enjoy Raleighs rich tobaccos, that smoother, more satisfying Raleigh flavor. Remember, medical science offers you proof positive.
No other cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars. So no other is safer to smoke than the new, smoother, better-tasting Raleigh.
And now our lovely Anita Ellis will sing an old favorite from some years back, On the Street of Regret.
When you're alone on the street of regret, and your eyes are dim and your cheeks are wet, well, you know it's too late to mend. You just stumble along, wondering where you will end when you're alone with your dreams of the past, and you realize what love means at last. Just remember the glory of love, oh sweet story, when you're alone on the street of regret. Happiness comes and happiness goes, the why or the wherefore nobody knows. One day we love, one day we hate. How often we understand too late when you're alone with your dreams of the past, and you realize what love means at last. Just remember the glory of love's own sweet story when you're alone on the street of
Thank you, Anita. And now we turn the page of the Skelton scrapbook of satire to a story entitled Old Letters and Trouble. Our characters are fictional. If there's any similarity to persons you know, you'd better get new friends quick. Chapter 120 is entitled Mail That Letter. This is the story of Willie Lump Lump and the trouble he had with an old letter that he forgot to mail. Well, I made it home, anyhow. I better put the old jalopy in the garage, I guess. Who closed that door? You know, doors are getting easier to drive through every day. I guess that green lumber we're getting. Better be quiet so my wife won't hear me. I won't use the door. I'll climb through the window. The same guy must have closed the window.
Willie, is that you? The very idea of you coming in at this hour. Do you know what time it is?
I don't even know what day it is.
It's 3 o'clock.
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, no, it's not. You keep out of this stool picking. Well, come on, get the lecture over with. Get the lecture over with.
Have you been at it again?
No, I ain't been at it again. I've just been out eating pretzels, is all.
Oh, you've had us pretzels?
That's all, just pretzels. Of course, I had something to dunk them in, of course.
By the way, did you mail that letter to my brother?
Yes, I mailed it, yes.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm sure.
How could you mail it when I see it sticking out of your pocket?
How do you know it's not his answer to you? Details. Hey, easy.
Well, before you go to bed, I want you to mail that letter.
At this hour of the night?
The fresh air will do you good.
It's windy enough in here when you open that big trap.
Willie, if you don't stop talking like that to me, I'll go home to Mother.
Well, when you go, take your father with you.
Willie, for the last...
Oh, shut up!
What happened to us?
I don't know.
When we were... When we were first married, you never used to go out at night.
I know, but that's before I learned how to get out of that straitjacket, you know. Learn how to pick the lock on my shackles, too.
Oh, sometimes I wonder why I married you.
Because you were the only one at the Lonely Hearts Club who could read my writing. Look, I'm sleepy. I'm going to bed.
Well, you're not going to sleep until you mail that letter.
All right. Where's my clothes? Where'd you put my clothes?
They're on you.
Always hiding things from me.
And why don't you take that outfit to the cleaner?
Well, that benzene they dunk you in pretty strong stuff, you know.
Willie, you're supposed to take the suit off when they clean it.
Well, I don't. This way we'll both shrink together. Hey, where'd you move the doorknob to? I can't reach it.
Well, get up off your hands and knees.
Oh, all right. I'll be right back. Someday I'll fix her, but the last thing I do. Even with her, but the last thing I ever do. There's the mailbox. Well, look at that sweet little old lady waiting for a bus. Probably a little old scrub woman somewhere. Isn't she sweet? Good morning, Mother.
Don't speak to me, young man!
Crawl back into your cobweb, will you? I gotta mail this letter here. But in this box won't open up here.
I've got news for you. That's not a mailbox. That's a police call box.
I'll get this thing open if it's the last thing I do. Must be for airmail, huh?
You keep that up and you'll get in trouble with the police.
I know what I'm doing. I think I tilted it.
You hear that siren?
Yeah, it sounds like my old college song it does.
All right, what's the trouble here?
Officer, this man turned in the alarm.
You're a tattletale.
Oh, he did he? Well, buddy, you better have a good reason for ringing that alarm.
Well, I just heard a shot coming from that house over there.
Come on, fellas! All right, men, all together now, and keep your guns drawn. We'll break the door down.
Boy, they go in that house like it was for rent, don't they?
Oh, mister, what's going on in there?
There's some gangsters hiding in that house over there.
Well, what do the gangsters look like?
Oh, they look about like I do.
Oh, how horrible! Oh, look, the police are coming out of the house with somebody.
Get on this off!
Come on, sister, come on.
Now, you cut one of them, huh?
Willie, tell these men who I am.
They wouldn't believe me. You gotta give people proof positive nowadays.
Thanks a lot for the tip, mister. I think we caught Needle-Nose Nellie.
Well, I'd have swore it was gravel-girt son, no kidding.
Willie, tell them I'm your wife.
Don't get familiar with me, Needle Nose.
Come on, sister, you're joining the Alcatraz Women's Auxiliary.
Wait a minute, officer, wait a minute.
Willie, I knew you wouldn't let me go like this.
No, I wouldn't let you go this way. Here, take this letter with it. You can give your brother the thing in person.
Now, medical science offers you proof positive.
No other leading cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars than the new, smoother, better-tasting Raleigh. Yes, proof positive. No other cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars than the new, smoother, better-tasting Raleigh.
Hank Greenberg, Detroit Tigers home run king, says, quote,
"Oh, hocus pocus here. I've read the reports. Medical science has proved no other cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars. Thus, no other is safer to smoke. Knowing the facts, I recommend Raleighs. Raleighs are right."
Right, Hank Greenberg. And those tests were based on a method used by the United States government. So enjoy Raleigh's rich tobaccos, that more satisfying Raleigh flavor. Remember, medical science offers you proof positive.
No other cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars. So no other is safer to smoke than the new, smoother, better-tasting Raleigh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to say that music critics have paid tribute to our David Forrester and his music and courage to give radio listeners better music on variety programs. And now David Forrester and his orchestra goes into the symphonic field and plays the overture to the great classic. Thank you very much, David. Chapter 121 is entitled Little Bitty Mailmen. Ah, yes. Love letters in the attic. And Junior's got 'em.
Junior, what are you doing?
I'm just sitting here wondering how that vase stays on that table there.
It stays there because you leave your hands off of it.
Sorry, I can't accept that for an answer.
I caught you with the slingshot.
No, no.
And now you're going
No,
to...
now, please, it was an accident, Grandma.
It was?
Yeah, I was aiming at the goldfish bowl.
Junior, why don't you reform? Why don't you listen to the good voice?
I do.
Well, then, why do you go on being dead?
Well, because every time my good voice opens his kisser, me bad voice does me foot right into it. Oh, the mailman. Yeah, there he is, old boy. Wait till he lifts the lid on that mailbox. We're going to find out if the new invention worked or not.
Junior, if you put one of your booby traps in the mailbox, you know what's going to happen to you?
I'm more interested in finding out what's going to happen to him, you know. Boy, when that thing goes off, you'll think he's delivering mail around here.
Oh, Junior. You're kidding me.
You just keep laughing, kiddo, that's all. Boy, they make growing up dumber every day, don't they?
Mailman!
Oh, boy, look at him sail through the air like a neon sign.
That does it. You go up to your room.
Okay, don't whip me. Don't hit me, no. I got past you that time. I'm going up to my post office in the attic.
Yes, by all means, go on up to the attic.
Okay, I'll go to the attic. We had a small house. Now, let's see. If I'm going to be a mailman, I'm going to need some letters to deliver. And if I'm not mistaken, love letters that Grandma has been saving is in this trunk. And if I'm not mistaken, there they is. I don't guess she'll ever need them again. And then again, she might. And then again, I don't know why I was worrying me widow head about it. I'm going to do this anyhow. Well, here I go. The mail is got to be delivered. Now I'm going to slide down the banister. Special deliveries, you know.
Junior, what happened?
You know that lamp at the store sent out on approval?
Yes?
You just bought it. And boy, what a waste of money, too. Hey, I lit on me widow hand.
Oh. Well, for a minute I was afraid you'd hurt yourself.
Yeah. Well, you sure does love me, don't you? Well, the mail has to be delivered. I'm going to deliver the mail. Oh, there's the man who lives next door, old Joe McGregor. The blimp that walks like a man.
Well, Junior, what have you been doing today?
Oh, nothing good. You can bet your life on that, you know.
What's that package of letters you're carrying?
That's me mail. I'm a postman. Junior grade, of course, you know.
So you're playing mailman now. Isn't that nice?
Not the way I played it, fat.
I'm not fat, Junior.
Now, if you're not fat, you're carrying an awful lot of flab around in your pockets. I know that. Well, I can't stand here gabbing. I got work to do. Here's your letter for you. Now.
Oh, thank you, Junior. Say this isn't from me. It's addressed to your grandmother.
Oh, she's through with it. You can have it.
Why, it's a love letter your grandfather wrote.
Yeah, that's it. Oh.
Junior! Hello.
Here comes that old Mr. Fowler, the next door.
Junior, did you see that pie I had in the window?
Did you say pie?
Yes, it's missing. I thought maybe you might know something about it.
I'm sorry. I don't happen to have any pie on me.
Well, I'm glad to hear you didn't take it.
Yeah.
It was the best one I ever baked.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I've tasted better, you know.
So, you admit you swiped it?
No, I didn't swipe it. I just walking past the window, and all of a sudden, it falls into me widow mitt. You know pies do that.
It just fell into your hand.
Yeah, of course I had to coax it with a little pole, you know.
Is there anything safe around this neighborhood?
Yeah, castor oil. You can put that up there. Now, if you'll cool down, I got a letter for you.
Why, this belongs to your grandmother.
Oh, you can cut it.
Junior, don't you know it's wrong to read other people's mail?
You should read these letters, sir. It's great.
Yeah, go ahead. You should read the one where Grandpa asked Grandma to get married and let him alone. The old guy could really ride. Say, McGregor, maybe we should buy Junior a box of candy to eat while we read all of these letters.
There's some more upstairs.
Well, maybe he'd rather have a quart of ice
Oh,
cream.
I run up and
a big piece of chocolate.
Well, hurry and make up your mind. My mouth is watering so much I'm drowning myself.
Say, listen to this. Let me see. Oh, keep your hands off.
Now,
I
you
can read
please
it.
stop fighting. Go on, read it.
Dearest Verna, my pigeon, my dove, my nightingale, my swallow.
Boy, that old boy really gave her the bird, didn't he?
Listen, tell me the 3 words that will send me out of this world.
I know what that is. Go shoot yourself. That'll do it.
And get a load of this. Marry me and we'll settle down in a cottage small by a waterfall.
And we kept his promise. That's our place. A shack by a sewer.
Oh, imagine the old man writing this.
Yeah. Imagine that morning. As the tap dancer said when they hung him, the jig is up. Hey, guys, you gotta help me out of this, you gentlemen.
Well, Junior, I've got to run now.
See
you later.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Traitors.
Well, Junior, what was all the hilarity about?
Oh, those big kids are a lot of fun to play with, you know.
What do you have in your hand?
Nothing.
Junior, my old love letters.
Well, how do you suppose they got there?
So that's why McGregor and Mr. Fowler ran away. They were reading them, my love letters.
Yeah, and did they love them?
Young man, come here to me.
Well, I was only playing mailman.
Well, I've got a hairbrush special delivery.
Oh, no. Not to have my candy.
Will you spank me with the hairy side for once, huh?
No.
Grandma, I'll tell you what. I realize that some neighbors are listening. Let's move over. Grandma, I realized that I had done wrong, and that I had the whipping coming toward me.
You do, Junior?
Yes, I does. And when I go up to be president, that's if I study me music lessons, of course. Well, when I get to be president, I'm going to point to you and say, there goes me dear old Grandma, the woman who used to beat me within the inch of me underwear. But I love that old kiddo, I does.
Aw, will you really say that, Junior, when you grow up?
Scout's honor, and that comes from the best little guy in the skunk patrol.
Well, in that case...
Yes, Grandma, dear Grandma.
I'm going to give you the best spanking you ever got.
No. You hit me.
For a minute, I thought I had her, you know.
Remember, we'll all be back with you next Tuesday at the same time. Red Skelton, David Forrester and his orchestra, Anita Ellis, Brenna Felton, Gigi Pearson, Pat McGee, and yours truly, Bob O'Connor. Till next Tuesday, then.
This is Red Skelton saying goodbye now. Thanks for listening.
Brown and Williamson invite you to other good listening throughout the week. Hear Hildegard tomorrow night in the new Penguin Room, and People Are Funny with Art Linkletter Friday night. And return with Red Skelton next Tuesday. Red Skelton is heard in this program to the courtesy of Metro Goldwyn Mayer.
Sir Walter Raleigh, the pipe tobacco, the great superior on all 5 counts. Check them.
A rich, ripe, full-bodied, burley blend.
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Mellowed with rum for extra smoothness. Deep down, satisfying goodness.
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Clean smoking right down to bowl bottom. Leaves only a clean, dry ash.
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Slow, even, cool burning.
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Keeps home sweet home. The brand of grand aroma.
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Sooner or later, your favorite tobacco.
Yes, a favorite in the Army, Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard, with men everywhere who appreciate quality pipe smoking. Try Sir Walter Raleigh, the quality pipe tobacco of America.
Red Skelton is brought to you by the Brown and Williamson Tobacco Corporation. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Well, that's it. Another episode of the radio shows young Americans love the best. I'm River Gibbs, inviting you to join me next time, right here.